Hey there, quirky people! I'm your host, Anna, and today we'll be looking at the history of internet's favorite baby, Grogu.
Grogu.
The Mandalorian Season 3 has begun, and the dynamic duo of Mando and Grogu is back. And once again, many questions about Grogu's mysterious past and future have come up. First, let me make one thing clear. Just like Earth years are addressed by BC and AD, the Star Wars universe follows its years by BBY and ABY. BBY stands for Before the Battle of Yavin, and ABY stands for After the Battle of Yavin. For those unaware, Yavin is the planet around which the climactic battle of Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, took place. So, everything coming after Episode 4 is ABY. Till now, we've been following Grogu from the year 9 ABY. After all, the Mandalorian series is set 5 years after the events of Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, which took place in 4 ABY. So far, we've only got teases of Grogu's past. The 50-year-old child was present when Order 66 was passed 28 years before The Mandalorian during Star Wars Episode 3. He was a youngling at the Jedi Temple of CORUSCANT. But we still don't know who saved him and hid him. We still don't have a complete idea of what he has been up to during the last 28 years. These questions might be answered in The Mandalorian Season 3. But another mystery about Grogu is his whereabouts during the sequel trilogy, which includes Episodes 7, 8, and 9. The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker took place between the years 34 and 35 ABY. So what many fans want to know is what Grogu has been up to between 9 ABY and 35 ABY. And if he is such an important character, then where was he during Rey's battle against Palpatine? Was he dead? Was he alive on some other planet eating little froggies? Or was he fighting some other important battles with his old daddy Mando or Mandalore? Back when Mando sent Grogu away to train under Luke, we thought he won't return until much later. In fact, many of us were afraid that training under Luke in his new school, Kylo Ren might kill him one day. But we don't need to worry about that anymore, as Grogu chose to be with Mando. He chose the way of a Mandalorian, just like his adopted father.
This is the way.
So, Luke sent him back during the Book of Boba Fett, and now he will continue his training to become a Mandalorian Jedi hybrid in Season 3. This season may not answer the questions about Grogu's whereabouts during the sequel trilogy, but The Mandalorian's executive producer and director Dave Filoni did give us brief hints about it. When asked about Grogu during Episodes 7, 8, and 9, Dave Filoni told The Hollywood Reporter, and I quote, "There's a question for a bunch of characters, by the way, not just Grogu. Where are they during these events? If anything, having made the Clone Wars and weaving a tale so intricately between two movies that were much closer together, I've learned that there's expansive room in this galaxy for us to tell stories and have characters doing things." Unquote. So, The Mandalorian will continue to build upon the tale of Mando and Grogu. It will tie in with the upcoming series for featuring Ahsoka Tano, and we could expect a crossover event that will unite everyone against Grand Admiral Thrawn. Only after that would the questions about Grogu's whereabouts in the sequel trilogy will be answered. Dave Filoni further continued, and I quote, "As a kid, when Yoda said, 'When gone am I, the last of the Jedi will be you,' to Luke, I took that very literally. Well, now we know that's anything but true. There are many different people that could wield the Force, and maybe Luke is the last Jedi as far as what Yoda would consider a Jedi. So we'll just have to wait and see how the story evolves and what makes sense. But in my experience, there's definitely a way to weave everything together and make it exciting. It's possible it would never even have to cross over with what we saw in the sequel trilogy if the story has us somewhere else." Unquote. So according to Filoni, Grogu's story will only loosely connect with the sequel's trilogy events. He wants to tell a separate story. There may be a chance for Rey and Grogu to cross over with each other in the future, but we shouldn't really expect that because Filoni and Jon Favreau have already separated Grogu's path from becoming a Jedi. He was nowhere to be seen in Rey's story, and it will continue to be that way as long as the Mando universe continues.
All right, but this is the last time.
Right now, we shouldn't be too interested in what happened with Grogu during the sequel trilogy. My guess is that he was on Mandalore after being trained by Din Djarin. So instead, we should look forward to the answers about his past. Season 3 should drop a bombshell in answering how Grogu was saved from Order 66. And most importantly, we want to know who saved him when the other younglings died. So far, many people have been guessing that it could have been Master Yaddle. Or maybe it would have been Mace Windu, who was thrown out of the window and was never seen again. But since Dave Filoni also mentioned other Force wielders, we may be surprised with a new character who saved Grogu. It will be interesting to see what The Mandalorian Season 3 shows us on that matter. But who do you think saved Grogu? Also tell us where he was during the sequel trilogy according to you guys. And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed this video. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one.